Hey, Dr. Cory here, and I am here in Guatemala with my, I would say, new good friend, Pat Collins, who I was introduced to by Dan Laguna, that was a patient of mine for a lot of years. And if you've been following our movement, what we've been trying to create and do, which is to support one of the biggest crimes that I believe is happening right underneath our noses, which is trafficking, human trafficking. And Pat has dedicated his life after retiring from the military, being special forces, a Green Beret, serving our country, and is now built an incredible operation here in Guatemala to actually stop human trafficking. And we just finished our 3-day Rise and Lead Summit with the Octo Inner Circle, where we were so blessed to be able to spend time with Pat and his team and go through some of the exercises. And today we just got dangled from helicopters and all sorts of things. It was incredible. We'll show you some of that footage. But being here with Pat, I just wanted to tell the story because he has been literally risking his life to go across the globe to shutting this type of victimhood down. In April, we invited the Killian Association to come to Orlando, and unfortunately Pat was on a mission, so he couldn't come join us, but he sent Dan, and we were able to raise some money. And I just wanted to take a minute for Pat to tell his story, but also share with us what some of that money went towards and some of the things that you guys are doing to fight this unbelievable crime.
Okay, absolutely. Well, thank you, Cory, for being here. It's been a great time so far. You know, a couple of days we got to spend with you. It's been a blessing. Yesterday, we were able to help out some of the veterans here at CADEG, is the veteran, basically the VA here in Guatemala, for, you know, every type of injury these guys had and the limited amount of help they have and assistance that they were just blessed to have that team of doctors down here. So I can't thank you enough.
And you got treated, right?
Yeah, I did.
I got the honor of treating Pat for the first time.
So it's probably the first time in a long time, if ever, since a lot of injuries. And yeah, it was for us, it was just a blessing to have you guys down here. And they were so appreciative of it, and we're hoping for more years to come. You know, the connection that I have with Dan is what led me to Doc Cory here. And Dan has come down and helped us out on some of our operations, some of our training, even some other training still with the knowledge that he has for years and years of serving, you know, as a Green Beret and then as a 160th pilot, and then, you know, running, you know, private things, standing up organizations, standing up, you know, still doing things at 73 years old. Dan's still active, getting after it, and you know, being that, you know, flight rescue, flight medics, you name it. It's just a blessing, and it brought us together. You know, our mission here is first and foremost, we're here to basically repurpose veterans into, you know, back into, you know, that transition and kind of the same skill set that we had while we're in the military, especially in special operations, to now help, you know, in this mission of helping, you know, rescue these kids and really helping to train these units that do that job. And I have to give all the credit to them because they're the ones that are really out there doing it, and we're assisting them and training, and we're doing what we did as a Green Beret, is basically, you know, advising and assisting these guys and training them in order for them to have, you know, the capabilities to go into these areas, to do intelligence, you know, and however we can augment them. But the real heroes are those guys that are doing it daily in these countries and that are risking their families' lives that are in these countries doing it. So it's an honor for us to work with them. And the military here, we have a great relationship with them, with the special operations, with the police, with all these units that help to fight this problem, because it's an international problem. And we've seen it all throughout Central America. And until it gets up to the United States, you know, we're trying to put a plug in it, you know, and it's a mission we're very passionate about, and it allows us to take those veterans that have these skill sets and to basically repurpose those skill sets to help in this mission. And what's better than that than helping children? And yeah, it's a risk that people take, but it's the risk that we're willing to take because someone has to, right? These are defenseless children, defenseless minors that need it. And it's the same mission set that we've had, right? We've always put ourselves, and we volunteered to be in that line of, you know, danger in the past. And now I think it's a noble cause of what we're doing now. And honestly, again, I can't say it enough that it's the people that are there doing that every single day that get the credit, but it's also the people that support us, from the donations, the fundraising, you know, whether it's even supplies, medical stuff to help these guys out, radios, whatever it may be. It goes a long, long way, and they're very appreciative of it. So for for you and your organization to come down here to help us and helping us in Orlando, being here and seeing the beauty of this, but also knowing that there's a dark side to every place what's beautiful. And hopefully we could combat that. When the boogeyman's at night, so are we. We're out. And we have guys that we've been in those harm's way. We've been in combat. These are seasoned combat vets. So we understand the risk, but we do think, not that we think, we know that we have God on our side, for this mission. And we're going to continue to fight, and however we can do that with whatever resources we have and the skill sets that we have to train these guys to do it, we'll continue to do it until, hopefully this goes away. So, it's just a blessing to have you, your family here, and your group. It's been life-changing for some guys, even getting worked on. One of our other associates that's down here, 17 combat deployments, and that was just a complete release of stress, tension, and trauma yesterday, and you saw it firsthand. And that's from guys that are supposed to, be at the tip of the spear for most of this. And then you see people break down with it. They need help. Everyone needs help. So our mission really is to help those veterans and to get them help, because we're really bad at asking for it, unless we're kind of tricked into it or forced into it. But what we're really good at, I think, is being selfless, but sometimes we have to be a little selfish and help ourselves before we can help others. And organizations like yours and yourself, you guys bring that to light, so we can see that, hey, there is help out there. There are good people out there that are willing not only to help these kids, but also helping us, and us being in the best shape that we could be, and, the right state of mind, and being healed and at home allows us to go out and fight the evil that's out there. So we can't thank you guys enough. Super, super grateful.
It has been an amazing experience working with the Killian Association at Delta Fuego and the compound that they built here. They took us up in helicopters and dangled us from ropes and just training us, some leadership training, team building, different things like that. But as Pat said, we had the honor of treating the vets yesterday, both his team and the vets here in Guatemala. And what our group is all about is building up stronger doctors that aren't necessarily in the day-to-day of their businesses. They've learned how to build a real business to where they're not, the one delivering the patient care every day to make the money. They're now providing jobs for incredible doctors, incredible teams, and freeing themselves to dedicate themselves to bigger causes. And that's really what the DDP and the Octo Inner Circle is all about. And I have been searching for an organization to support. I have wanted to support, I've supported some other organizations, and then, just some alignment stuff happened. But when I was introduced by Dan to Pat, it was just an immediate, this is who we are choosing to support. This relationship that you guys have with us, that you have with me, I hope that this is what gets you to move, to recognize that you need to increase your influence by building a bigger team, a bigger practice that has abundance in it, that we can support missions like this, because there's so much. If there's one thing that I've taken away from this trip so far, Pat, is that it's almost overwhelming how much need there is.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw it yesterday, just there's one veteran center here, right? And the amount of people.
For the whole country.
For 4-hour drives to come here. We would complain about the VA in the States. You don't realize sometimes too, it's an eye opener. You see how good we have it, in the States, and you come place like this, that they have the same needs, that we have. It's just the lack of resources, right? And then the sheer numbers, as we're talking, we have operations. I'm doing, I'm going back and forth on 3 different phones, and there is so much work to be done here. We have some other guys that are willing to help, some other veterans, other organizations that are helping, but you guys have been paramount and the absolute tip of the spear of this to help us in this and to really to get us forward. And that meeting or that fundraising that you guys did in Orlando helped with training. It helped with that training to rescue, I believe, it's over 40 girls out of a prison that was happening here in the city, that was trafficking. There's some corruption going on internally, but Ministerio Público and some other local law enforcement units, PNC, working with HSI and some other ones, are able to really go in there and to find a solution to that and help those girls out. And then, long-term too, it's also a thing that we have to, kind of work on long-term care, aftercare. And then there's the ongoing operations as we speak, ongoing trainings. And you were really instrumental on, continue us going with our mission when the lights were kind of dimming. at a point because we were transitioning, but I think it's just going to keep burning brighter and brighter. And again, we want to put all the spotlight on those guys that are here locally, here, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Panama, the whole Central America and beyond, to really shine a light on this and get the right people involved in this and the right organizations aligned with, to make a difference and to be really selfless in our mission, right? Because we don't want the credit and we take the same. It's the old, SF mantra, the quiet professional, right? We want to train those guys, do the job they have to, force multiply, and we're here to assist and advise and however we can help. And the less spotlight we have on ourselves, the more work I think we can do, because it's not about me, it's not about you, it's really about the end state is like, how do we help these victims and how do we help these veterans to get the help that they need, and I think it is for you. I think it's a calling, and just the work you did on me yesterday, I didn't groan, I didn't moan getting out of bed today. My wife was surprised, and no, it was a blessing. Everything else too. I think even emotionally, spiritually, it's been an eye opener for me. What better way than to give, right? We're giving to these organizations, we're giving to these kids, we're giving to this mission, to put a stop to this evil that exists.
You guys right here, a real American hero that has now become a global hero. And I know he does not want the fame. He wants to stay anonymous, but that's my job, right? Is to bring this awareness to you. So please, guys, help me support this mission. This is true freedom that we are bringing to these children. And if we can support these guys so they can stay anonymous, they can stay behind the scenes, and we can be, their funnel and helping bring this to light for more and more people, please share this video. Please like this. Please click the link below and donate. If it's $5, $10, $20, $100, please help us save more children and truly fulfill the mission of the Killing Association here at Delta Fuego with a real American hero, Pat Collins.
Thank you. Humbled. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you, Cory.